All right, so come to your mats and lie down on your backs with the knees bent or the legs long, depending on how the back responds. And just take some time to arrive. Just have a sense of the physical body. And have a sense of the ground underneath you. And feeling that support of the ground. And the palms facing uppermost with the arms a little away from the body. Sense of receiving. And doing your best to leave anything that's not relevant to this practice outside of your mat, so that you can spend this time just noticing how you feel, noticing what's going on physically, mentally. Just notice the mind. Notice if it's busy, if it's dull, or if it's clear. Just take some time to allow everything to settle. Just notice any gripping in the body, any holding in the shoulders, around the eyes, eyelids lightly closed if that's okay. And noticing the breath. The breath is a doorway to the mind. Begin to invite the breath down into the belly. And begin to allow the belly to rise and fall with the breath. As you breathe in, the belly rises. And as you breathe out, the navel drops back down towards the spine. You're just finding a natural rhythm to your breath. And we'll begin with 3 sighing breaths as a sense of releasing from the body. So we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Releasing any charge that may have built up from the nerves, from the cells, a real sense of emptying out, a real sense of decompressing. Bringing the hands onto the belly with the palms facing down, fingers nice and wide. And we'll start with a balanced count of 4 in and 4 out. So we inhale into the belly, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. And just continue in that way. Beginning to stabilize the breath, which in turn begins to settle the mind. And the count is slow and steady. A gentle movement of the diaphragm as you breathe. So it's like an inner unlocking. Maybe just feeling the movement of the hands. That gentle rhythm of the breath. Beginning to soothe the mind. And the Ujjayi control, the ocean breath. And the tongue sits on the roof of the mouth. Slowing the breath even further. And the pauses at the end of the inhale. And the pause at the end of the exhale. With your sense of lengthening the pauses, nourishing the body. And maybe that sense of space now, sense of space between your thoughts and behind your thoughts. As everything begins to settle and the mind begins to settle, sense of spaciousness. Not forcing anything, just with a sense of allowing. Couple more rounds in this way. And when you've finished your round, return the arms either side of the body. Again with the palms facing uppermost. And we're going to start by using a count of 4, including the arms, taking the arms back overhead, but building that count to 4 in and up to 8 out. So working in a way that feels okay. So as we inhale, bring the arms up, 2, 3, 4, palms facing uppermost, backs of the hands on the ground, pause, and exhale, return the arms, 2, 3, 4, pause the breath out. And again that silent inner count, 4 as you take the arms back. And then 5, silent count of 5. The Ujjayi control as you return the arms down beside you. So the count of 4 in as the arms go up and back. And just noticing how it feels. Notice what's involved in this movement. This release on the out-breath. It's nourishing, this vitality as you breathe in. So up to a count of 8 on the out-breath. If that feels too demanding or doesn't feel right, then maybe remaining at an out-breath of 6 or 7. And when you've completed, just pause here. Connection with the breath. That sense of space. In the mind. And then gently raise the arms up in front of the chest with the palms facing each other. Interlace the fingers. Turn the palms up towards the sky. As you breathe out, allow the shoulder blades to rise up from the mat. And if it feels okay to do so, take both arms back overhead. Work into the heels of the hands and then gently encourage the toes to point them towards your head, away from your head. Again, if you need to breathe out through the mouth at any time, and you're releasing and you're letting go, creating that space, opening up the nerves in the body now. Good. And then when you're ready, return the arms back down beside you and just very gently draw the right knee in towards you and hold around the right knee. Keep the back of the neck nice and long so maybe the chin comes in. And just gently using the out-breath to encourage the thigh in towards the belly. The shoulders soft, shoulder blades moving down the back body. Beginning to work on that right side of the hip, sacroiliac joint. And then slowly placing both hands on that right knee, begin to make some circular movements. And begin to notice how the hip responds. Maybe creating slightly larger circles with one hand and the other. Maybe the knee comes across into the left hand. Listening and noticing the hip and what feels right for the hip. Oiling that hip joint. And the other way. The hands very lightly on the knee. And the shoulders are soft and relaxed. And the body is supported by the ground. And then when you next bring the knee in towards you, pause it there. We're going to bring the head towards the knee. So inhale, bring the chin in towards the chest and bring the head up towards the knee. And then raise the left heel a couple of inches from the mat. Point both of the toes towards you so we begin to wake up. Backs of the legs. Use the out-breath to encourage the head and knee together. Begin to wake up the belly here. And then into a twist, drop the left leg, right foot on the left leg. And just slowly, as you breathe out, encourage the right knee towards the ground. And the left hand on the outside of the right knee. Breathing into the belly, breathing out from the belly. So a lovely detox as we twist here. And maybe the right ear drops down. Let's take one more breath in this way. Then slowly come back into the center, draw that right knee towards you, bring the left knee in to meet it. And just pause here in Upanasana. Just notice how the lower back responds. If it feels okay to do so, extend the right leg long, just gently hug the left knee in towards you. And using the out breath to invite the thigh in towards the belly. The shoulders relax, there's no gripping in the upper body. Just allowing the breath to encourage that movement. And the belly gets a gentle massage from the thigh. And then those small circular movements with the hands. Very lightly on the knee. Noticing the left hip. Maybe creating those, a little bit of length through those circles, a little bit more opening through the circles, maybe from hand to hand, into the chest, across the body. Just listening to what feels right. And then the other way. Using the out breath to release any tightness, any gripping in the hip. And then bringing that knee back in towards you, giving the knee a gentle hug. And before you raise the head, bring the chin in towards the chest so that you're not leading with the chin. Bring the head up towards the knee. Flex both feet, elbows nice and wide. Breathing into the belly and out from the belly. If the neck doesn't like it, then keep the head on the ground. And then from here, drop into the twist. Drop the right leg down. Place the left foot on the right thigh. Just very gently encouraging with each out breath. Just looking to encourage the knee down to the ground. The left palm is down. Maybe the left ear drops down again if the neck allows. Breathing into the belly and out from the belly. Any tightness, any gripping in the belly. Let's take one more breath here. And then slowly into Upanasana, bring both knees in towards the chest. Just pause again in Upanasana. So that as we breathe out, the thighs drop a little bit closer in towards us. And then from here, again holding the right knee, and just allow the left leg to extend it upwards towards the sky. And encourage the heel to be a little bit higher than the toes. We begin to open up the back of the left knee. And on an out breath, we're going to lower that leg down, extending into the heel as we lower. And then inhale to raise the leg up, just 3 times. So we're lowering on an out breath, lengthening through the back of the leg, and raising on the in breath. When you've completed, coming back into Upanasana. And then the other side, the right side. Inhale, raise the leg up. Encourage the heel to be a little bit higher than the toes. And then on an out breath, lowering the leg down. On an in breath, raising the leg up. And then returning into Apanasana. And then both arms go back overhead and both legs are raised up as you breathe in. So it's like emanating from that belly. And then exhale back into Apanasana. And twice more in this way. Inhale. Pause, working into the fingers. And exhale. Final time. Inhale. Lengthening and opening. And exhale. And then drop the feet down, semi-supine. And just pause here. Just noticing that spark of life that pulses through the body. It strengthens through our practice. Yeah. And then walk the feet just about a foot's distance forward, so not too far. And clasp the hands underneath the back of the head so that the elbows drop out to the side and the chest is open and wide. And we're going to raise the head up on an out breath. So we inhale into the belly and then we exhale. Navel draws towards the spine. And inhale, lower, belly rises. And exhale. Mula Bandha if you choose to, at the end of the out breath. So we're locking that breath out, drawing up through the pelvic floor. Exhale up, emptying out. Inhale lower, final time. Exhale. And inhale. And then take the arms into cactus arms or square arms if that's okay. If not, take them out to the side and bring the knees in towards you. And again, allow the thighs to drop in towards the body. And on an out breath, we're taking the knees to one side and just allowing them to hover above the ground. And the head turns in the opposite direction. And then inhale to center. And exhale to the opposite side. And just 3 times in this way. Rooting down through the arms, backs of the hands. A gentle massage through the back of the body. When you've completed your 3 movements, drop the feet down. Take the arms out to shoulder level, palms either up or down, whichever feels more comfortable. And again, inhale and exhale, knees to one side. Inhale, center. And exhale. And center. Angle towards the spine at the end of the out breath. Drawing up and back. Breathing out. And just one more round together in this way. And then when you return back into your semi-supine with the arms down beside you. And the palms down this time. The knees bend. Breath returns into the belly. So a sense of feeling centered. And a version of the bridge where we include the arms. So as we inhale, we lift and come up into the bridge, the arms go up and back. We pause at the end of the inhale. And then exhale, return the arms as you return the spine, vertebra by vertebra. There's a sense of giving to the feet that encourages this lift and opening through the front body. And that slow out breath, releasing any tightness that may have built up through the spinal column. Maybe noticing if you can extend that inhale at the end of the pause at the end of the inhale. And then that slow, long releasing out breath, that sense of decompressing. So the pause at the end of the inhale as you lift the heart, you lift the hips. Toes are relaxed. And that long, slow exhale. And then pause at the end of the exhale. And on your next round, at the end of the out-breath, bring the head and the knees together. So we inhale, arms move up and back, pause here. And then exhale. Draw the knees in towards the chest and the head comes up towards the knees. And just working with your rhythm of breath. Take one more round in this way. And keeping the knees in towards the chest, lower the head. And begin to circle the ankles. Really waking up the feet and the toes. And then return the feet to the ground. Just pause. Semi-supine. Sense of spacious awareness. Then come up to sit. Sitting on your blocks or your blankets. That's okay. Have the legs crossed. Take the arms out to the side and bring the fingers onto the shoulders. Just begin that circling movement with the elbows. So we inhale as they come up and exhale down. And then the other way. Inhale up. Exhale forward. you're drawing two big, large circles with your elbows. Good. And then return the arms down either side of you. Open up the side body by bringing the right hand to one side, left palm comes up. Inhale, up overhead, maybe gazing up into the crease of the elbow, and using that out breath to encourage and invite that opening up of the side body. Good. And then release. And the other side. And then release. And then take that left hand onto the right knee, right hand behind, and that gradual process, turning to gaze over the shoulder. Notice what's happening in the belly here as we begin to fire up the belly when we twist. Softening into it. Take one more breath here. And then unfurl. And the other side. Lengthen up through the spine. Shoulders are soft, down away from the ears. Gaze is soft. The eyes are open. And then gently return back to the center. Bring the soles of the feet together. Very gentle. This gentle kind of Baddha Konasana. Maybe holding the feet. Maybe the hands come down. Maybe they just stay where they are on the feet. Just listening to what feels right. So there's a subtle forward motion here with the collarbones nice and wide. Okay. And then swing the legs around and come onto your heels in Vajrasana, just sitting back on your heels if that feels okay. Place the hands on the thighs, gaze is forward. Crown of the head moving uppermost. And again, the right hand comes down, the left arm comes up, and you're reaching up into the sky. And again, inviting that sense of opening through the side body. And then lower, pause, and the other side, reaching up. And then lowering. And then bringing the hands forward, resting on the hands, tucking the toes under. And just taking the weight back onto the heels if that feels okay. Spine nice and upright, crown of the head moving up. Breath returns to the belly here. Shoulders soft, moving down the back body. And if the feet allow, just take the weight a little bit further back onto the fingers, and lifting up, just very gentle Ustrasana, camel posture. Yeah. And then from here, come onto all fours, spread the fingers, and just tap the feet down, tuck them under. Good. And with the fingers spread, cat-cow posture, thinking about our pauses. So we inhale, drop the belly down, collarbones nice and wide, pause the breath in here, and then exhale, chinning towards the chest, navel draws back towards the spine, pause the breath out, maybe a Mula Bandha. Release the bandha if you've chosen to include it. Inhale, pause. Creating flexibility through the spinal column. Exhale, giving to the hands to open the back body. Just a couple more rounds in this way. After your next exhale, come back into your tabletop position. And take the right leg back, tuck the toes under, come onto the ball of the right foot as you gaze forward. And just gently encourage the opening of the back of the knee as you encourage the heel towards the ground. And then from here we're coming into a side opener where we simply slide that right foot behind the left leg, root down through the left hand and slowly raise the right arm up. And looking up to the fingers of that top hand. And the more you give to the lower hand, the more sense of opening we get through the body. And then lower that hand down, back to the centre. Again, take a cat movement here. Now, exhale. And then the gaze is forward and take the left leg back, tuck the toes under. And as you breathe out, encourage that opening at the back of the knee. And then slide that leg behind the right, root down into the right hand, left arm up. Keep breathing and opening, collarbones nice and wide. Good. Let's take one more breath here. And then lower. Back onto all fours. Take the right hand to the top of the ear so that the elbow comes out to the side. Inhale, raise the right elbow up and exhale, bring it to the crease of the left elbow. So we inhale up and exhale. One more time, inhale, looking up to the elbow and exhale. And then return the right hand down, left hand, opposite side, inhale and exhale. Keep giving to the right hand. Final round. And then you turn that hand down and take the arms nice and wide. And roll one shoulder down towards the mat and then up. And then the opposite shoulder comes down. And the gaze is slightly forward, or you can look down towards the mat, depending on the neck. So with each out breath, coming a little bit closer towards the mat. Okay. One more round in this way. And then when you come up to the centre, bring the hands back into the centre and send the knees nice and wide. And take the buttocks back towards the heels. And then come into an upper body rotation. So the right hand comes under the left arm, the right ear comes down, and the left fingers creep forward, maybe up onto the fingers. And that left elbow raises up. Back of the right hand in contact with the ground. Yeah. One more breath here. And then bring the hand back, other side. Right hand forward, left arm under. Lift the right elbow, creep the fingers forward, maybe in front of the head if you're working more strong. And then back to the centre. Bring the knees together. And take both hands to the right side. Very slowly bring the hands to the right side. So right hand, left hand follows right. Until you come to a place where you can feel that opening in the left side of the body. To the side of the ribs. And then the other way. So walk the hands just to a place that feels okay. Breathing into the right ribs, into the muscles between the ribs. Okay. And then slowly back into the centre. And then from here, just gently into your downward dog, tuck the toes up, lift the knees. Go into your downward dog. And that yes, no with the head to release any tightness in the neck. Keep giving to the hands. Navel draws back towards the spine at the end of the out breath. Good. And then drop down onto your knees. Release the toes. And bring the right knee through the hands. Tuck the left toes under. Walk the left leg back. Maybe come up onto fingertips here as you gaze forward. And then from the tailbone, begin to turn to gaze over the right shoulder. Keep dropping down, dropping into the lower back. Shoulder blades moving down the back body. Maybe gazing towards the back foot. And then center. And then transition into your downward dog. Ease into your downward dog. Again, navel draws back towards the spine. And then the other side, drop down onto your knees and bring the left knee through. Tuck the right toes under, with the right foot back. Maybe come up onto the fingertips, depends on the length of your arms. And slowly from the tailbone, begin to turn to gaze over the left shoulder. And feel that ease, that easing out of the lower back as you twist. Use the hands. Good. And then gently back into the center. Again, transition into your downward dog. And then from your downward dog, soften the right knee and drop the left heel down to create some length through the left side of the body. And then soften the left knee, drop the right heel down. And just feel that length through the back of the knee. And then drop down onto both knees. Inhale, drop the belly, and exhale. Long armed child pose. Bring the forehead down. And take some breaths. Knees can be wide here if they need to be. Keeping our cat dog vinyasa, where we come up, we inhale, and we hollow, drop the belly down, exhale, tuck the toes into downward dog. Inhale, hollow, drop down onto the knees, release the toes, exhale back and down. Now either continue to work in this way with the breath, or if you're taking it further, from your downward dog, come into your plank. From your plank into your upward dog, and then back into your downward dog. So from your downward dog into your plank, back of the neck nice and long, knit the lower belly in and up, hanging dog, back into downward dog. Good. And then from here, come into a squat. So walk the hands back towards you, take the knees nice and wide into your squat. Maybe the hands come to the heart, if that's okay, if you feel stable enough and the gaze is forward. Use the elbows to encourage the knees to be nice and wide. Turn to gaze over the right shoulder, and center, and in the left shoulder, and center. And then drop the hands down and come up to stand. Good. All right. So stand nice and tall. Take some time to just drop the breath down into the belly. Have the eyes closed down. Allow the breath to settle. Again, notice any gripping in the muscles around the legs and shoulders. Come into a side bend. So bring the feet together. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale to the side. And center. And to the side. And center 3 times in this way. And when you've completed, release the arms down beside you. And this is where you might need your sock or your strap. So we're coming into Garudasana arms, and this is where we wrap one arm. So if we start all together, so if we take the underlying arm, and then the top arm, then the backs of the arms come together, so the palms face away. And then we hold the thumb, or we use our sock. And we raise the arms up. And we take the breath into that space, or we hold the thumb. We take that breath into the space between the shoulder blades. There's a real sense here of that opening in the back body. And maybe the knees come forward, sort of a gentle Utkatasana here. Good, and the tailbone drops down. And we gaze between the arms. Good. And then release, other side. Notice which arm's on top. And raise the elbows up. Look between the arms. Take the breath into that space. And between the shoulder blades, soften the knees. Drop the tailbone down. Eagle arms. Hey, keep opening the back of the heart. Good. Let's take one more breath here. And then release the arms. Take them out to the side. Have the feet a little bit separate. Release your sock. Release your strap. And just gently swing the arms from side to side in Chakrasana. Breathing out. And allow the arms to hang as if they're very heavy. Okay. And then lift one heel as you take the arms to the other side. And then the opposite heel. So it's a slightly deeper rotation. Good. Yeah, notice the tendency to hold the breath in and then back into the center. Good. Now we're going to come through our standing vinyasa into Utkatasana. So we'll start with Utkatasana first of all, chair posture, just to notice how the heels respond and the knees respond. So the knees come forward, the buttocks go back, the arms come up beside the ears into Utkatasana, chair posture. The gaze is forward. So the legs are nice and strong from the waist down, strong from the waist upwards, nice and light. The breath moves into the belly and out from the belly. Okay. And then bring the hands to the heart and come forward on your mat. Tune into the breath. Allow the breath to settle. With a sense of stillness. And when the in-breath arrives, raise the arms up. Pause. Exhale. Forward bend. All the way down, decompressing, emptying out. Inhale halfway. Out through the mouth. Soft knees. Inhale, hip to the ground. And exhale. Hands to the heart. 2 more rounds in this way. Pause with the hands by the heart. And then we'll include a lunge with the left leg. So pause at the end of the inhale, emptying out. Knees can be soft if they need to be. Slowly from the belly, extend the left leg back. Tuck the toes, looking forward. Bring the right hand inside of the right foot. Just gently soften the elbows. And then from the tailbone, we're turning to look over the right shoulder. So very slowly from the tailbone, turn to gaze. Keep the hands where they are, looking over the right shoulder. The back knee can be very soft, very soft. And then return back to the center. Take the right hand to the outside of the right foot. That little bit of motion backwards and forwards. Step the back foot to meet the front foot into Utkatasana. And bring the hands to the heart. Stand in Tadasana. Keep softening the shoulders. Stay with the breath. And then right side, inhale. Exhale. Like that. Looking forward. So you can always drop that back knee at any time you choose to. Plant the right hand down, left hand inside the left foot. Soften the elbows. And then begin to gaze over the left shoulder from the tailbone. And then back to the center. Left hand on the outside of the left foot, that little bit of motion backwards and forwards. That foot comes up. Step the feet into Utkatasana from the ground upwards. And bring the hands to the heart and stand. And then we're going to step the right leg back to come into Trikonasana. So turn the top foot out, the left foot out, right heel moves back and away. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale into Trikonasana. You can either turn the head to gaze up towards the top hand, or you can have the gaze down if the neck complains. Breathing into the belly and out from the belly. And then deep inhale, come up from the ground upwards, both arms come up, release the hands, square the feet. Pause here. Other side. So from the ground upwards, inhale, float the arms up. Extend over, take the hand down onto the front leg, back hand comes up. And you're using the out-breath to encourage that deepening of the spine coming into a horizontal motion. Good. And then deep inhale up, square the feet. Take the hands onto the back of the hips and just slide the hands down the back of the legs into a forward bend. And just pause in that forward bend. Soften the right knee. Extend through the back of the left leg. Soften the left knee, extend through the back of the right leg. Continue with that. If you're taking it further, then the right knee softens, left leg becomes long, left toes come up. Other side. And then center. And then from here, slowly turn to your front foot. Both feet face the front into plank. And then return to your downward dog. Take the front foot back into downward dog. Again, the navel draws back towards the spine. Come into a plank. Weave the lower belly in and up. And then slowly drop down onto your fronts. Have the arms down beside you. Turn the head to one side and take some breaths. So a little bit of work on the back body. Bring the forehead onto the mat. And very slowly, as you take the breath into the belly, allow the head and the chest to rise up, but not very far, so you're still looking down. As if the breath fills the belly, and then exhale to lower. Twice more in this way. Inhale, tailbone moves down and away. And exhale. Pause, turn the head in the opposite direction. Take some breaths. Turn the chin back onto the mat. Inhale, palms face uppermost, so you can use the back of the hands, right leg comes up. And exhale to lower. Left leg up. And exhale to lower. 3 rounds in this way. Single leg raising. When you complete it, turn your head, take some breaths. And then finally into Shalabhasana, bring the chin onto the mat, inhale into the belly, raise the head, chest, arms and legs. Exhale to lower. Inhale up and lower. Final round, engage the whole of the back body and lower. Good. Swing the arms forward, give to the hands. Come into child pose, walk the hands towards you. Into child pose, have the arms down beside the body, forehead down. Let go of the arms. Breathe into the back body. Good. And then come up to sit for your pranayama practice. So sitting cross-legged. Have everything you need for your relaxation, so your socks and sit on a block, so you've just got a little bit of height through the back body. And just take some slow breaths in and out of the belly. In through both nostrils and out through both nostrils. and then into Nadi Shodhana. So we close the right nostril with the thumb. The ring finger hovers over the left nostril. The middle finger and index finger can either be at the brow or at the root of the thumb, whichever feels most comfortable. Make sure both nostrils are nice and clear. We're going to return to our count of 4-4. But one round with no count, closing the right nostril. Inhale up through the left. Close the left with the ring finger. Exhale out through the right. Inhale right. Close and exhale left. And then 4-4. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Close. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale left. 3, 4. Continue in this way. Ujjayi breath. It's available to you. Calming and soothing the mind. The right nostril firing up the left brain, and the left nostril firing up the right brain. Think about the pauses between breaths. Take one more round in this way. When you've completed your round, release your arm back into your lap. And just take your gaze up into that space between the eyebrows, the brow center. Maybe a sense of spacious awareness now. Maybe a sense of more alertness. And slowly lie down. Make sure that you're comfortable and that you're warm enough. Shavasana, we allow all the benefits, the many benefits of our practice to become imbued into the cells and the muscles. As we rest effortlessly. There's a sense of the earth coming up to hold you, to enable you to feel supported. Whilst the breath moves in and out of the belly. And as you rest, have a sense of the skeleton of the body, the bones. And just drop down into the right foot. And have a sense of the bones of the right foot. And the hardness of the bones. And the right leg. And the bone of the kneecap. Right thigh bone. And the right hip. And fingers of the right hand. And bones of the fingers. And the right thumb. The bones in the arm, the right arm, just heavy. Right shoulder blade. Collarbone. The bones of the right side of the body. Heavy and relaxed. And dropping down into the bones of the left foot and toes. And the hardness of the bones. Left lower leg. The kneecap. Bones in the thigh. Hip bone. Fingers of the left hand. The bones of the fingers. And the left palm. The bones of the arm. Left shoulder blade. And collarbone. The whole of the left side of the body. Heavy and relaxed. And moving up into the skull. And the heaviness of the skull. bones, heavy as you rest, whole and complete. Resting naturally. Then beginning to reawaken the physical body. Wriggling fingers and toes. Breathing a little bit more deeply. Rolling over onto one side. Take some breaths on one side. Maybe placing the hand underneath the face. And then slowly coming up to sit. Bring the hands to the heart in Namaste Mudra. Namaste.